As a mermaid or a sim with bohemian lifestyle, live your best life in this Boho decorated beach house. This is a limited build using only Island Living DLC and the base game. During the build, I will share with you a trick how to add a pool on your beach lot, and I hope you will leave inspired and chilled. The house was built for my personal gameplay and occupied by a mermaid and her husband, but you can create your own story. And with that said, let's hop into the build. I've decided to build in Sulani, a beautiful tropical world with easy access to the sea, perfect for a mermaid. I also decided to have a modern house. I know around are more traditional houses. This is a little secluded on the side, so I figured it's not a big deal that it will not fit 100% with the other houses. I also completely forgot that you cannot build the pool in this world, so I was improvising, and the way how you can achieve having one is create a wall away from the main building, create two walls on the sides to have a pool shape, and I know it's not 100% pool, but for the feeling, it will look exactly like one. There are also other ways how to make the pool. Let me know in the comments if you want to know how to create a real pool in this world. I also enjoyed myself by placing the ceiling windows in the ceiling. I made a short how to create the ceiling window when you have just a base game, so make sure to check link down below. However, if you have an Island Living DLC, you can use the ceiling windows which exist, which is of course way easier and faster. But now we finalized with the shell and we are moving inside to decorate the interior. Honestly, I got inspiration from my previous build when I was building the 70s Boho house. I will link it also down below in case you're curious, check it out. However, I wanted to have a modern bohemian house. And I was thinking, when you're bohemian with the nature, with the wind, with the sea, wouldn't it be wonderful to have a house at the seaside? Plus, Island Living has exactly the furniture which is fitting with the style, like rattan chairs, natural materials, sliding door, open shelving, the flowers are gorgeous, and all this small clutter which is related to the island, like the mussels, like the stones, like the jewelry. It was just a perfect set of the furniture for this type of house. And now I will start with decorating the living room, which was the favorite room of mine to decorate. I think it turned out perfect, exactly how I envisioned it. If you compare this room with the 70s boho house, which I created last time in the corner, you can see the difference. The one from 70s I built for an old lady. The one in Sulani I built for a young couple. I actually built for a mermaid. So I wanted to have it with a modern twist. I've placed plenty of the vases which are part of the pack. I think there's so many gorgeous furnitures in this pack. And I also created the flower wall with plenty of flowers, which is also very typical for the boho house, to bring the nature inside. And speaking of bringing nature inside, I've placed these huge windows across the whole wall from the behind to have a connection to the ocean. Also the pool, if you check it, it's an infinity pool which you can prolong to the infinity and beyond. Now you see me swapping the kitchen from the corner where I placed it originally. I think this was way better place. I also put in the middle the table. I know you cannot really cook on it, but I think it was fitting very nicely. I didn't want to have a massive kitchen island that I would normally have because this was a boho house. So I didn't want to have heavy pieces of furniture. I wanted to have everything very airy, very feng shui. I've also used a divider from the base game. I rarely use it, but again, here to create a separation of the music part felt very natural. I've also cluttered the kitchen a little bit, and then I moved to the hall, which honestly I think this room turned out so beautifully. If I will enter a house like this and this is what is inviting me right away, I would think the whole house must be beautiful. The stairs, windows all around. There is of course a gallery, otherwise it would not be my build. Cluttering this shelving with the flowers, with the vases, with whatever I found on the beach during the gameplay. And since it's a boho house, in my head an artistic sim would live here. So definitely he would be creative, he would want to paint, he would want to create the music. So I created this painting corner just for the sim. I also placed there the carpet from the base game. In my mind, this is not a carpet, this is like a folia on the ground in case I will paint, and the paint will be everywhere on my beautiful wooden floor. And as a cherry on the top, I placed everywhere the candles. In my mind, there will be scented candles in every room, making the space warm and cozy during the night, during the day. Imagine how it will smell there. You will have outside this ocean smell, and inside, I don't know, a scented wood or something like this. I mean, in real life, I'm having scented candles, and I'm not living in a space like this. So I can only imagine how it would be really in the beach house. But moving on to the upstairs, I'm creating now a layout which was actually challenging because I wanted to have a ceiling windows upstairs, and logically the walls should somehow not cross my windows, because again, logically in architecture the walls should support my windows. And this was difficult, so at the end I created the layout. I'm not 100% set on it, because you have to go through the bathroom to get into the bedroom, which if you are living alone is not a big deal. But I will create there also a kids room, so it's parents and the child, and there I was having a practical problem. But that was the only way how the whole thing made sense. Let me know in the comments if you would do anything different or if you like how it turned out. And moving on to the furnishing, the upstairs, I created a bedroom with a walk-in closet. Next to it will be a kids room and, as I said, one bathroom. Honestly, the bathroom turned out so pretty, but as I will be building, I wonder if you will realize what is missing in the bathroom. If you found the problem, write it in the comments. However, spoiler, I fixed the problem before I uploaded it into the gallery. So if you will decide to download it from there, everything is going to work 100%. I played in this house since it was my gameplay and I built this house for myself originally. So everything works as should. Just write as the user ID humsbums and you can find all my builds. And moving on into the bedroom, I was trying to decorate it as if you would be in a resort. So there is going to be a bed, there is going to be a TV, a writing desk. I also put a computer there because I needed it for my gameplay. In the video it's not there, but in real gameplay you will have it there. I also placed the potpourri next to the bed, so again, the smell, I'm all about the smells. Now I'm also decorating the kids' room. In my head I imagine the mermaid will have twins, 2 girls, so I try to decorate the room as such. If you will have boys, of course you can use the room as is, or you can redecorate however you will see fit for your game. I will just ask you, please tag me in your builds. I would be very curious to see what did you do with the place. As a last room, I will decorate the closet. And I was thinking, at the end of the day, a mermaid is still a human when she is not in the water, and she's still a woman. So she will have plenty of clothes. Plenty is maybe a strong word, because the closet doesn't seem so big to me as it was when I was building it. And I have also no clue where husband's clothes are going to go. Maybe in this small dresser which I created here, because maybe he has just the swimsuit which he is using when he is in Sulani. So he doesn't really have to have much. Couple of shirts, I think it would fit. But as a next, I'm creating the terrace of the build. I was so pleased with this. My sims were chilling there so often, sunbathing, getting red. I've placed also telescope on the terrace for the skill building. Needless to say, my sims were abducted a couple of times by the aliens. But now I'm going downstairs, creating this grilling area, which got so handy when I was hosting my kava party. It was a hit. I've placed there at the end a small fridge which we got as a reward from the reward event, so if you don't have it, I'm so sorry. You can place there any fridge, or you don't even have to have a fridge there since the kitchen is not really far away. And I'm placing now the last pieces of the furniture, so the big table for your guests when you will be hosting the kava party, and extra lounges downstairs that your sim can just sunbathe when they will get out from the pool or from the ocean. Couple of decorations outside. And with that, I'm moving to landscape the place. There is so many beautiful plants coming with this pack, like for example these palmas. I know we have palmas in the base game, but these palmas feel so much better, so much more realistic. I also like that they're not completely straight, they're a little to the side. I didn't want to overdo the landscaping because it's still on the sea, so I don't know really how many plants will be growing there from the sea, so I was trying to put there just the plants from the Island Living pack, assuming that when they created it, they knew what they're doing and the plants will grow in the sand. And closing the build with this assumption, we are slowly heading towards the tours. This was so much fun for me. I hope it was fun for you too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you will have a wonderful time playing in this in case you will decide to download it. I hope you got inspired. I know I did, and I so much want to go now on vacation after all this. Don't forget to subscribe to receive the notifications every time I post. And see you next time. Bye bye!